right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome everyone here to the State of Synth. Sorry, I don't know why I went with that. I've been keeping it quite reserved all season long, but I just had to dial it up a little bit. Jules, because we have an amazing guest here tonight. I am super...
Yeah.
I am pumped, my friend.
Yeah, Synthwave royalty.
This is amazing. We have been having a great run of episodes, and this is our best episode yet. We want to thank you for tuning in live. This is the State of Synth. We play synthwave music, and we talk to synthwave people, and we talk about synthwave and whatever other...
What is synthwave?
What is synthwave? That is the question of the century. I honestly don't know what synthwave is.
Yeah, never heard of it.
But I like it. And I like talking about it. So if you guys are tuning in to hear live, we want to thank you for checking us out. And yeah, we're going to do a show and play some good tunes.
We should also remind everyone, if you're listening in the YouTubes, pop into the chat, say hi. If you are one of the lucky ones who can somehow get connected to the Night Ride website, nightride.fm chat, say hi. I can't.
Is the IRC down?
The IRC is it's up for, I guess, it depends on what part of the world you live in.
Oh.
I think the North American region IRC chat is dead.
Okay, so if you're listening to us on Spotify or YouTube or wherever, we do have an IRC, and our IRC sometimes goes down. We're not exactly sure. We have the best sleuths. The robots, the hackers, hacking away right now, trying to fix things, break that ice and all that good cyberpunk lingo. And hopefully we will get that working. But if not, hop into the YouTube, man. It's fun. The pool is warm. Jump right in. And we want to thank you for listening.
What? We should throw some shout outs to some of the folks already listening. We've got Rex Balls.
Yeah.
In the house. We've got Howells and Picklock, Johnny 5, Craig Pacman, all the way from Perth, Aussie land. Zoo's over in the IRC chat. We've got Maltese Amoeba, HR's Music in the YouTube, and the X-Niles is also in the YouTube
We have Rex's brother, apparently, Dick Balls. So there you go. There you go, everyone. Wow.
Yep.
Jules, how was your weekend, your week, and everything up to that?
Yeah, I mean, it's Tuesday, so I guess my week, I'll let you know next week how this week was.
Ask me next week how this week is going.
It was Thanksgiving. It was Thanksgiving here in Canada.
Oh, that's
this
right.
Past weekend. So your Columbus Day is our Thanksgiving.
Now, what do you celebrate Thanksgiving for? I actually just want to talk about this.
It's the same thing you guys celebrate.
It's the same thing?
Yeah, so, just basically, really fucking up the
Native Americans, right? We came and we conquered and we stole all the land
we gave them all kinds of illnesses.
What kind of deal did you get? Did you did you buy Canada from like maple syrup or something like that, or?
I think it was the furs and the maple syrup.
The furs and the maple syrup, and the deal was sealed. We had a little bit of trinkets and jewelry. Apparently, I still don't know what trinkets are, but it's in the history books. You can look it up. It says trinkets and jewelry for America. So thanks for that, I guess.
By the way, quick shout out to Epipending, Barracuda, and Hearts and Beta.
Wow, nice.
From the land down under as well.
Wow, all the Aussies are tuning in. That's fantastic. It's always like Australians and like West Coast people in the U.S. and Canadians, because all the
Aussies are tuning in except for the one who can fix our IRC chat.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, Z, if you're listening to the show, we have a show. It's live, and we have an IRC that's down. So work your magic, my friend.
All right. I think it's time. We should kick off the show with a song.
We should definitely kick this show off. So what do we got here? We have a lot of great stuff lined up. This is very exciting.
Yes, we do. Well, okay, UK artist and also fixed label artist, LeBrock has just released a new single, and it's called See Me. You're hearing it here on Night Ride FM.
Unbreakable.
And that was LeBrock with See Me. Very nice. Mr. Jules, I dug that song, man. What do you think? You like that song?
Of course. Fresh LeBrock.
LeBrock, man, he's really...
Shawnee P's got that...
Oh, my God.
He's got that great, like, glam rock vocal.
Absolutely. It is like just glam rock city. It makes me feel like I'm in the 80s listening to MTV and, I don't know, teasing up my hair like all the girls do, you know, back in the 80s. What hair I have left. So very good. Thank you very much for that wonderful little bit there. You picked that one, Jules, or was that me?
I think you picked it.
Yeah, maybe I did. We saw that on Car and Zoe Lee. Quick shout out to Car and Zoe Lee. If you want the best up-to-the-minute synthwave and just a ton of it, everything. She plays everything and anything. It is a great discovery mechanism. You can always check out Car and Zoe Lee. She's usually during the day and also in this time slot on alternate days. So KZL Live. That's the professional name, right, Jules?
Yep. Speaking of shout-outs to other stations, we got to do a shout-out to Retro Hit Radio down in Kiwi Land, who plays our show on Sunday nights.
That's right. We are syndicated Sunday nights. You can check out the syndicated version of the State of Synth, and we are going to be, we're not live at that point, I guess, because...
No. So if you're listening to us on Retro Hit Radio, we're not live right now. But for everyone else right now, we are.
Right.
But,
we're live. We're live right now, but we're not going to be live when we play on then.
Is this live?
So if you're listening to us on Retro Hit Radio right now, we are not live. But if you're listening to us right now on Night Ride FM, we are live. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense.
Let's be getting into a time warp. I don't know. All right, very good. Any more shout-outs? Are we good?
No, that's it. We're good. Oh, shout out to TA over in the YouTube.
TA! Nothing wrong with that. All right, very good. We're going to go into our top story real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, our top story of the evening. The Cobra Kai creators, very excited to play part in John Hughes' universe. Jules, did you hear about this story, my friend?
No, I didn't know about this. Actually, I knew there was a spinoff.
There is going to be a massive spinoff. It is going to be amazing. We're very excited to read and hear about it. Basically, what happens is the Cobra Kai creators, they are dabbling right now into the John Hughes universe. They're set to dive right in. The late film director John Hughes has a little movie called Ferris Bueller's Day Off. You might have heard of that, right?
Never heard of it.
If you haven't heard of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, you should probably stop listening to Synthwave.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, apparently there's going to be a spinoff, and in fact, we're just going to dive right into the story. We have our roving reporter right now, Kitty Caboodle, who is here to tell us a little bit more about what is going on with this exciting new movie. So, Kitty, take it away.
Good evening, Dennis. This is Kitty Caboodle here with a special news report. My new soundman, Steve, and I are here on Dearborn Street in downtown Chicago, where the infamous parade scene in Ferris Bueller's Day Off was filmed. We've received word that the creators of the beloved Cobra Kai series are now setting their sights on a new spin-off based on the John Hughes classic film called Sam and Victor's Day Off.
More like Steve needs a day off.
In case you missed the original 80s movie, the spin-off will focus on the parking attendants who take Cameron's father's Ferrari out for a clandestine joyride in the original film.
It's only one of the highest grossing movies of all time, but, you know, I'm sure no one has seen it.
The Cobra Kai creators, which include John Hurwitz, Hayden Schlossberg, and Joss Hild, unveiled the new passion project in a recent interview with Deadline.
Yeah, they're going to ruin it.
While the details are a little sparse, Steve and I will be twisting and shouting as we eagerly await more announcements.
Oh, come on, singing's getting cold.
How is that, Steve?
Oh, is that it? Okay, and we're clear. Or whatever they fucking say.
All right. Yeah. Thanks very much, Kitty. I think your new sound guy is just coming along swimmingly. Okay. So anyway, I'm telling you, I'm super excited because any chance that I get to dive into those old retro things, hopefully they don't mess it up. I don't think they're gonna mess it up. They're the Cobra Kai people. How can they mess that up?
No, they can do no wrong.
Yeah, I think they did a good job with the Karate Kid. I'm very excited to dive into the Ferris Bueller's spin-off. It sounds like it could be fun. I mean, they're gonna have some fast cars, and with fast cars, I'm sure might come some good outrun stuff. So, as a Synthwave listener, you guys might dig it. So, check it out when it comes out in probably like 10 years from now. We do these stories, and we did a Turbo Kid story about 3 years ago, and we're still waiting for Turbo Kid, the game, to come out. But, good things take time, Jules.
Yep, but it looks good, though.
It does look good. Very excited. Yeah, so are we ready to... we have to dive into one track, and then we're going to bring our very special guest, Miami Nights 1984. Not the Midnight.
Midnight Nights.
Midnight Nights 1984, Time Cop 1983. Yes.
All right. You know what? Okay, so let's play one more track, and then we'll jump in with the OG of Synthwave.
Yeah.
Miami Nights 1984. So, look who's back. Swedish artist Moon Raccoon.
No idea. This is out of nowhere.
Yes. Dropped this new track, and it's featuring the vocals of Wisconsin artist Case Jackal. And it's called The Moon. You're hearing it here on Night Ride FM.
You can watch a fading sky, but nuances never die. We're nothing but a feature of the tangled mess we started from. I was a way to see what's directly in my way. No saying what's too late for me to stay. If you listen hard enough. Look at the sky. You can find me if you try. Look at the sky.
All right, once again, that was Moon Raccoon with The Moon, and that is featuring Case Jackal. Case Jackal?
Yep.
Very good.
Yep. Case Jackal's got his own Bandcamp page, so you can go search for that too.
Yeah.
Moon Raccoon and Case Jackal.
Very good, very good. And we are very happy to have Moon Raccoon doing new music. And we are also very happy to introduce our very special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to introduce to you. We have... Are you guys ready? Miami Nights 1984! I have been waiting to say that for so long. Oh my God.
We can find
Waka waka, gentlemen. How are we?
Doing all right.
All right. All right.
I know Vilingo had you on his podcast, last year?
Indeed. Yes. Aaron is a gem. Aaron is a gem.
Aaron is great. In fact, I wanted to say, you thank a ton of people on your latest album. I don't know. Maybe you don't thank him. Maybe you do thank him. I thought you did.
Did I not put Aaron on there? I thought
you
I did.
You know what? You put Aaron. You didn't put Vilingo. That's what you did.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Sense. Well, yes. Aaron is him. That is he.
I was going to say, I didn't see Vilingo, but yeah, it's better to recognize the person than...
Aaron, if you're listening, that was all for you.
That's right. He made an entire album.
There's only one Aaron to rule them all. Okay.
No, it says Aaron Veiling in it.
Yeah.
And Phaserland's in there as well. And your Vancouver friend Chelsea.
Yeah.
Local Islander. Yeah.
Andy Last. I don't know why I know more about how many people you thanked on your album.
Yeah, Marco and Andy and Yoda, Alex Lights.
I gotta have that little pervert Marco on there. Let me tell you.
What I do want to know is, now Yota, you thanked Yota. Did she have any particular part to play, or is she just an avid supporter of your music?
That's it's interesting you're bringing that up. She does. She doesn't know it, but she does. So Keep Running was originally a track I had made, and then she heard it, and we were going to do something together with it. But then time went on. I went quiet for years there, and everything kind of went in limbo for a bit. And then she approached me out of nowhere and was like, hey, I was listening to music and that track came on. I think it's great. I'd like to do something with it. And I was like, it is a great track, but I should do something with it, kind of thing. And I mean, either way, she kind of got the fire going under my butt again. And I was like, okay, well, I told Yoda that I'm doing something with this track. It's about time I finish this album. It's only been 10 years, so let's
Just 10
go.
years, that's all.
So she played a role, whether she knows it or not, in me actually releasing that album. So to her, I am thankful.
That's incredible. Now, she also had a song called, I believe it was called The Runner. I don't know if that has probably nothing.
I mean, there's a lot of running in this scene.
Yeah.
There's a lot of running in the scene.
People are running to, or they're running from.
A lot
of
waving too. How does one wave the synth?
I don't
Strong
know.
arms. Strong arms.
I think so, yeah. We love the new album. We love the sound. We're definitely going to talk about the new album and just all the awesomeness. I mean, you had Gunship on this album. I mean, you just had just so many just awesome tracks that we do love. We'll talk about the album in a little bit. But yeah, let's dial it back. I mean, since, this is the first time you're on the show, and how long have you been making this style of music? What got you in? What was the inspiration? What kind of jumped you in?
The Earth was just cooling. The Earth was just cooling.
The dinosaurs were walking and roaming the Earth.
Collage was releasing a track.
I just love talking about the early days, because I don't think that the people who listen now and the people who are artists now, I mean, there's a lot of OG artists, but a lot of the new people, but it's always an honor to talk to somebody who's been there and really from the very beginning to just... It's cool to just talk about that vibe, because it had to be something just like mind-blowing, I guess, at the time when, all the pieces came together and you all of a sudden decided and realized that this was like a thing, So would you mind sharing some of your experiences like in the early days?
Yeah, so like it would have been the early MySpace days.
Wow,
So I mean, I was uploading music onto MySpace in like 2007 kind of thing. And I was making like pretty cringy, bad, wannabe Ed Banger electro house type stuff. And I actually was doing it under the ActRaiser name. And the cool thing with MySpace is like you'd go around clicking on everyone's avatar and their animated GIFs and all that stuff, and discovering new music that way. And I mean, from there I started to find that the stuff I liked was kind of moving towards more like this 80s inspired new disco sound that was happening with a group called the 12s at the time. And so it's all about the 12s. I'm like, oh man, these guys are crazy. They're cool. They're, playing synthesizers live and doing the sound I like. And I mean, from there I found Grum.
Right,
and
they're pretty OG too,
through those guys, I eventually found the very beginning of the kind of 80s revival thing, which would have been like Miami Horror. And he was connected with the very beginning roots of the Valerie Collective and stuff like that. And I mean, I think it like just randomly came on while I was cleaning my house or something, and I rushed over to the computer to see what it was, and I was like, oh, the Outrunners. This is sick. Like this is what I want to make. Like this is my childhood kind of thing, like reinvented.
Right.
So from that day on, I switched everything over, and I was just going through all their friends and hearing all the great music that was coming out of MySpace at the time, and switched ActRaiser completely overnight to this 80s theme thing with a Countach, and made my first track for it. And as soon as I made my first track for it, it was like, boom, a switch went off. All of a sudden I was getting all this attention, and people were reaching out to me because it was such a small community at the time. I was pretty blown away. I'm like, okay, well, that was a good move. But then came a complication with the name ActRaiser with this other ActRaiser guy that was making dubstep at the time. And he beat me to putting a release out and kind of owned the name, and it just turned into a bit of a nightmare. And at that point I was like, okay, well, I want another project in this kind of style, but I'll make it a little more softer and dreamy, and I don't want this copyright nightmare with my name. Hence Miami Nights 1984. So
Nice.
yeah, I mean, that was the starting of it all. The Miami Nights thing, I think with it being just kind of more that dreamy, lovey vibe, it just once again blew up too. And now it was like, okay, well, now I have these two projects that are doing really well. But the Miami Nights one eventually just took over in popularity, and I just kind of put all my time towards that instead.
What was the first track you released under the Miami Nights?
Would have been early summer.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And then the rest is history, I guess you would say, as they would say.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want me to tell you everything that happened past that, we can go into it.
And then we have all weekend
on Bandcamp.
Yeah, totally.
So I gotta point out, like, so I think we were talking about this before we started the show, but I'm pretty sure your Accelerated song is probably one of two YouTube videos that drives more people into synthwave than any other.
That's how we get them in the cult, boys.
Yeah, that DeLorean animation, just pure neon lights, and it's smashed on New Retrowave's YouTube channel, and it's got over 22 million views.
That's incredible.
And you know how YouTube's got the suggestions on the right side or whatever. So that's, it's that video that from there you discover like the other ones, like the Midnight, and Gunship, and
right.
it just
that's they call that the trifecta. Is that what they call it? I believe. absolutely.
Yeah.
The
Indeed.
Triforce.
Indeed.
The Triforce of Synthwave, yes.
22 million views. That's insane.
I tell you what.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool how that blew up.
As soon as we're just jamming on all this amazing Miami Nights 1984 stuff, why don't we just play a song? What do you think, Jules?
Okay, well, so we're talking about the accelerated video, right? I got to point out because we're going to talk about your new album, Sentimental, and
Yes.
I got to point out for those of us who are DJs, this is great because now you can actually buy this song accelerated on Bandcamp finally.
Woohoo!
And now you can add it to your Spotify playlist because you couldn't before.
That's right.
That's right.
So, yeah,
That's
it's
right.
accelerated.
And people tried. People tried. Let me tell you, that was a bit of a nightmare.
you had break-ins.
Yeah, I had people taking my track and just putting it up under their name and stuff, and I was like,
They don't do that. I've never heard of that.
It wasn't some guy named Chris Sevier, was it?
I'm not going to talk any drama.
Let's not name names, okay? All we know is
Let's listen to this track because everybody knows it and everybody loves it. So, from his new album, Sentimental, here's one of Miami Nights, 1984's earliest and most popular songs, finally available on Bandcamp and Spotify and whatever music service you use. This is Accelerated, right here on Night Ride FM.
And once again, that was Accelerated with Miami Nights 1984. Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you. Thank you. And in case anyone was wondering, I did perform that live just now on the show for you guys.
That's right. That's why we had a little bit of a delay there coming back, because you had to put down your keyboard and come back over to the microphone. So
indeed,
very exciting, and we thank you for performing that live. That was very exciting.
It was an honor to do that on your show.
So besides you got Gunship on this album, anybody else who sort of collaborated on
any uncredited
here, is it all 100% 1984?
Any
it's
secret?
All 100% 1984, baby. I mean, the Gunship track, even that, it's really just Alex on vocals. And back years ago when I wrote that track, I had sent them a bunch of stuff I was working on, and they heard that and they're like, yo, let's do something with this.
Nice.
And I mean, they're just so great, professional to work with, and the fact they put up with me as long as they did, like, I cannot give enough thanks to those guys. That years later I'm like, hey, like, that track we were working on ages ago, I'm thinking about finally releasing it
6 years ago.
It's like, oh, okay. I feel bad. Like, Dan actually reached out to me when I was doing the soundtrack for Flinch, and asked me, like, hey, whatever happened with that track? And I was so caught up with the work I was doing, I was like, oh man, check out all this soundtrack work I'm doing, and completely ignored him and just showed him all this other stuff I'm working on. It was funny going back to the conversation. I was like, oh my goodness, was I ever like self-absorbed at that moment? Like, why is he even still talking to me? What a great guy. So I mean, yeah, I couldn't give enough thanks to everyone involved with Gunship for being on board still. And on top of that, once I had like put more time into the mix and mastering on it, Alex was like, I think he felt like his vocals had even improved from the original version, so he completely re-recorded it and redid it again. It was just like,
wow,
man, you guys rock.
Did he write the lyrics, or did you write the are you a lyric writer?
No, that was all him.
That was Alex.
Yeah,
it felt very Gunshippy, like the lyric delivery, and I mean that's just Alex Wester way, just
very Gunshippy.
Yeah. So talented. I mean, yeah, like the entire band, they're just, like I said, I don't have enough things I could say about them. Like there's too much. They're gods. So to be able to work with those guys again and see how they've evolved from the beginning days, because back in the day, when they originally reached out to us, it was before they were really doing anything, and they're intrigued about Laserhawk and the label and me, and that's kind of how our friendship started. It was like, oh yeah, well, like, we'll do some remixes for you guys, kind of thing. And I mean, that was the original kind of thing I worked out with them, was like, hey, yeah, I'll do your remix, but I'd love to have you guys on my album at some point. And I mean, for them to keep their word after all these years was, a really big motivation for me. And it was a similar kind of thing with the Yoda thing, where it was like, okay, well, now I've committed myself to saying I'm actually going to do this, and these guys really came through. I actually have to finish this and get this out there, so I'm not letting those boys down too, right? So yeah, man, sure. Love the Gunship, love the ship of guns.
And that's very interesting. And I was actually going to ask that, because you did that Miami Nights 1984 remix off of their first album, and I was wondering if it was some sort of I don't want to say payback, but maybe a pay forward or type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, because you did the remix, I wanted to know if that was like their thank you for saying, hey, thanks for the remix, and just to kind of pay it forward to, continue the synth awesomeness that you guys do. And both tracks, great. I mean, for me as a listener, it was.
I mean, I don't know, like. It's one of those things where it's like a weird legal area where I don't know how much I'm allowed to talk about exactly what goes on with deals and stuff like that. But basically, long story short, if I can negotiate something with an artist where it's like, Hey, I'd love to do this for you, but perhaps you could, if I scratch your back, you scratch mine, kind of thing. That's always my favorite route to go. With that said, I have been burned by it in the past. Not gonna name any names
It's good
here.
faith.
But I have a current deal possibly in the works with another group I think you guys would really like to, but I'm not going to mention any names, but there will be some other collabs in the future. So
Very exciting. All right, so we're going to get into that. I want to talk about the label because we haven't even dug into the label. We have so much ground to cover. We talked about Gunship for I swear we could talk about Gunship for like the next 3 hours. Gunship was the band that got me into synthwave. They were my discovery. I listened to Tech Noir and it blew my mind. I was
Fly for Your Life, that YouTube video, that is yet another video that probably drives people into the scene.
Yeah.
I think they're a really good introduction to the scene because they really nailed almost a pop aspect of it, where you're getting that full package of having fantastic production, but you're also getting the vocals in there, and it's taking it more from like when we first started doing the synthwave thing. I'm sure you'll notice a majority of the stuff had no vocals,
Right.
and it was because we were really just focused on doing soundtrack inspired work.
Right.
So to see a group like Gunship or the Bindite or something like that, take it to that next level of being like, oh, well, this could be more of a pop product with vocals, and credit to all of the fantastic female artists in the scene doing it too. I think it really did help elevate it to that next level of popularity and bringing it in for more people who are usually drawn to that kind of an aspect to the music. So yeah, credit to where it's due for sure.
Yeah, we call it the gateway drug around here. It really
Hell
is.
yeah, man. Hell yeah, man.
But speaking of Gunship, we're going to go ahead and why don't we just go ahead and drop the track that they did with you. And Jules, you want to go ahead and set this one up, my friend?
Sure. Before that, I just want to give out some shout outs because we've got Kit over in the IRC chat. And guess what? Z's awake. He's in the IRC chat.
Did he fix it?
No, he didn't. He's in there, so he's fine. We've also got Dysterian, who's always there. Mins Master 3. Vixero, Boris, Kasanov, Tranby Road over in the YouTubes, Frozen X GLS, and Bending Grid are there as well, and our friends from New Zealand Retro Hit Radio.
Fantastic. All right.
So from his new album Sentimental, here's Miami Nights 1984 with a slamming track featuring the vocals of Alex from Gunship. This is Only When It's Dark, here on Night Ride FM.
right, once again, that was Only When It's Dark with Miami Nights 1984 featuring Gunship. Yes. I love that. That track is
Thank you.
fantastic. I love when Alex does those just those crooning ballads, you know? Like you guys go hard too, but it's the ballads and that dreamy sound that just hits all the buttons. So we're not going to talk about Gunship anymore. It's funny, we bring on 1984. We bring on Miami Nights 1984. We sit there and we talk about Gunship the entire night, and that's like...
Hey, I get it, man. A lot to talk about with Gunship.
No, but they are great. You're amazing. And, you know, we haven't even scratched the iceberg of what we wanted to talk about.
Well, let's see. We're going to talk about Rosso Corso.
You have an entire label like of amazing artists. That thing, Rosso Corso, and we had Alex Lightspeed on. Let's talk about another artist. We had Alex Lightspeed on 2 weeks ago, Jules?
2 weeks ago, yep.
So we're going down the line of all of the Rosso Corso artists. I guess Laserhawk is next. Laserhawk, if you're listening.
Yeah.
I DM'd you yesterday.
Alex was also in the thank yous for the album, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I saw that too. And they're great. In fact, they had like 5 people on. It was insane. It was like just a complete like hot party. Like it was just insane with we had like the producer, the drummer, the singer, and it was wild. But great crew. So you have Rosso Corso, and you started that, I guess, with Laserhawk, right? That was something that you kind of co-founded?
Yeah. So back in the day when we started Rosso, it was the MySpace days once again. And because the genre of music was so different at the time, I mean, it was hard to find a label that was really interested in it. Like, I was approached by some French label. I can't remember what their name was. But, I mean, we were just connected with everyone in the scene at the time that we were kind of like, hey, why don't we just start our own label and sign all our friends on? Like Mitch Murder and Multipack was originally supposed to be on there and stuff, but he never wound up doing a full release or anything like that. But we actually started it with 80 Stallone, too, back in the day. But then it wound up turning into more of just a me and Laser thing where we were the two most passionate about it, and he kind of fell off. So, yeah, I mean, those were the days.
I guess the name of the label is, I could probably guess where the name came from, because that's part of your name, right? I could be completely wrong on that.
No, it was us fanboying in a weird, obscure way over Ferrari is what it was. So Rosso Corsa is a shade of red that Ferrari is well known for, racing red.
Okay.
So, yeah. But of course, we don't use the red in any of our marketing at all. Yeah, no. So I thought it was kind of funny and cheeky taking that route about, because the original designs, it was our friend kind of called us out for it, who actually used to handle a lot of the licensing and publishing for the label, and he's the big cars guy. And our original design, it was like all Ferrari fonts and all this stuff, and he's like, oh, you guys are just really coming across as fanboys with this. It's like, that is a valid point. So let's go with the name and then nothing else that sort of gives it any credit towards Ferrari. So
I like that concept, though. I love the fact that it's like you can really go either way. Like, you can't like go down the middle. You have to like lean into it, and then like everything Ferrari fonts, Ferrari colors, Ferrari cars, or you go nowhere near it. You can't strike a middle ground and like, I'm gonna stick a little Ferrari on there because they're gonna call you out in a second.
Totally.
But I think the name is really cool, and you have some incredible artists, obviously, on the label, and it's such a pedigree of talent that you have on that label. It's just incredible. Now, how did you get? We actually just spoke, like I said, with Alex Lightspeed. So, is that the newest member of the label, or What is your most recent artist that you brought on?
Yeah, that would have been actually no, because after Alex, I believe we did the Unison release.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So, I mean, this past year was me going a little crazy with the release schedule and stuff like that. Like, I think we had one every single month. And it was just a fun way of kind of staying busy and hopefully shedding some light on some newer artists and stuff like that. Alex approached us because he was, well, you interviewed him. I'm sure you got the full story from him.
Yeah.
He was doing his Lightspeed Fieros thing.
Right,
and I mean, he was a fan of Laser and all that jazz. And then he started making music for the background of his videos, and it was decent. And I mean, part of the reason I gave the thank you to the guy is he just took on such a huge workload on himself. Usually, as far as like the promoting and the video work and the graphics and all that stuff is all on me to get done. And he freed me up for pretty much an entire month just doing it all himself.
Wow.
And that gave me enough time to finish the album. So it was like, you know, you freeing me up, dude, thank you so much. So, I mean, yeah, great guy and great album. That was the air thing too. It was like, it was cool. Like, I mean, he definitely stalked Laserhawk to get in.
Yep. He admitted as much.
Yeah. But I mean, I couldn't be happier with his release. The music was fantastic and the production shows behind it. So, I mean, solid guy.
Artwork is amazing. The vinyl is amazing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I also gotta give you kudos that Bino Biscotti, especially that recent track Testarossa with Bunny X. That's beautiful, like gorgeous Italo disco type. I love it.
I mean, working with them is a pleasure. It's a little hard to understand them sometimes because their Italian is so thick.
Right.
But I mean, they're the real deal. Real Italian lads from the 80s still making Italo,
and that's amazing because that's really got a very nice niche, and I'm so glad that we have artists like Bunny X and you know, them of course, that are really putting out, because that's, to me, that's just fun. It's fun, dancey, kind of vibey music that it really, especially in the US, like I don't think it was really celebrated or anything like that, but it's really interesting, and it adds another flavor, I think, to, you know, really mix it up in this wonderful sea of music. And that's what I love about it, is like it's got so many different aspects of it, and we can kind of put it all under an umbrella of synthwave. But I love the things like that are just things I've never been exposed to, but like I listen to it and it just makes you feel good, and it just packs such a punch, you know.
Ooh,
yeah, and I mean, definitely Italo did blow up in the 80s in the US for sure.
I was probably just listening to, I don't know.
I was all over.
I mean, Italo, and also another big one that some people always forget about was Latin freestyle, right?
Freestyle. That's what I was listening to. The freestyle was
two very huge like inspirations for me as a kid, hearing that kind of stuff, right?
For us on the East Coast, I guess it was an East Coast thing. At least for us, it was freestyle, at least in like New Jersey, New York.
Yeah.
And that's a whole other thing. Like, in fact, I even heard some rumblings there.
It was in Toronto, I remember you couldn't go to an Italian club without hearing like Stevie B playing.
Yeah. Stevie B.
It was just all over the place.
Corona. Oh, bad example.
and I mean, the thing I loved about the freestyle genre was it was all about the early sampler days of the cut up vocals and stuff like that. Like, it was a ton of fun. It was great stuff.
Yeah, a friend of mine actually it's one of the big freestyle labels, and I forget the name, Tasmania. Friend of mine actually is one of the he is very, very good friends with the owner of the Tasmania label, who like was a huge influence, and they brought on so many amazing artists back in the day. They're looking to do like this. It's like they call it like freestyle fusion or freestyle funk, where they're kind of bringing like mixing like a future funk or future freestyle, I think it's called. I don't know. It's
slap all the words together.
Mind blowing, whatever it is, because they played a little bit for me, and I'm like, this is incredible. It's like it's got that old freestyle sound, but it's got that future funk sound, and I'm just like waiting. I'm waiting for like synthwave and freestyle to just mash together. Like I think that would be pretty killer.
It's kind of happening with these artists who do the Italo disco and stuff.
I guess, but I always viewed Italo disco as its own thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's too different.
Yeah, I mean, it's always one of those ones where I picture artists like Nicki B or goodness gracious, what's his name? I don't know. I could really picture Nicki B or something like that branching into that a bit, because a lot of the guys they're doing more of the 80s funk inspired stuff are kind of halfway there already, right? So yeah. Although I don't know if I've actually full on heard any freestyle synthwave
artist out there. This is your ground zero right here.
You know what you must do.
You have a mission that you need to do.
Maybe Ultra Boss can make that his new album.
Maybe.
So you know what? I wanted to bring him up. So that's my little segue to Ultra Boss, because I swear, did he not tweet or post something recently that said he's got a new album on the way?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Jules, you know everything.
He's got. I don't know how much I want to give away here.
All right, so rumblings.
I know he released.
He's always up to crazy creative ideas, and sometimes I fumble these things. So I'm just going to be quiet.
So we cannot confirm nor deny that Ultra Boss is coming out with a new album.
He did his Yachtmaster right earlier in the year. But I remember him posting something, and I think it was on one of the social medias where he actually exists, because he's only on like one of these social media things. But he posted something, it must have been Instagram or something, saying like, "Yep, I'm going back to my, Ultra Boss sound," or something to that effect.
Very nice.
Okay. I mean, all I gotta say is stay tuned this month for a little something.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
But I'm not. Yeah, it's not a full album. I can tell you that.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm sure he's working on something in that regards.
It's
but
a little something.
Something might happen this month. Some a little Halloweeny, a little spooky, if you will.
Ooh.
All right, now we are talking. We are in the zone.
And I mean, hey, I don't want to give away too much.
All right, so we have
let's
no idea
just
what
say
to
a
talk
little
about.
inspiration from the guy we were talking about dangling from the ceiling. That's all I'm gonna say.
Sorry, nobody listens to the show anyway, so. All right, so let's play some more music. We got so much more ground to cover, but I'm so excited. We have one more song we're going to play by Miami Nights 1984. So, Jules, do you want to go ahead and set this one up, my friend?
Sure. Yep. And then we'll like blast the interview and let you get some dinner.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
All right. So let's play this track. I don't think I've got any more shout outs. Yep. We got just the same faces in the chats, but from the new album, Sentimental, which is chock full of perfect synthwave. I'm going to put the links in the chats. It's Miami Nights 1984.bandcamp.com. Also, follow him on social media. Here's Miami Nights 1984 with a track called Keep Running right here on Night Ride FM.
Yeah.
Once again, that was Miami Nights 1984 with Keep Running. Yes. And one of the interesting things is we're doing so much talking behind the scenes. In fact, I do have to apologize that we just kind of gone on to a tangent at one point, talking about it's one of them things where the music production that you do, it's hard to really nail down like how effortlessly you make it seem. It's like a 4-chord progression, but the fact that you can take such a simple structure, like especially with that song we just heard with Keep Running, it's a basic song, and the thing I love about those songs is it's very complex, but it's simplistic at the same time. It's really hard to nail the vibe that you're putting out and the way that you do it. It's like you pack so much emotion into such a simple chord progression that you just make it seem like, oh my god, this is like, it's so easy. And then you try to make synthwave and like your stuff sounds like crap.
Yeah, trust me, I know. You load up Ableton, right? And you're like, okay, I've got this like cool sounding synth, right? And you
right. I'm just gonna do dun 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 dun.
Doesn't sound like Miami Nights 1984.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Where does he get the pad? Like,
4 chords. I can do this
sound,
and then it just sounds like trash. But you do it, and it sounds
bleep,
like $1
bleep.
million bucks.
It's the difference between bleep bleep bloop and. Whoa.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a big feel thing for me, right? Like, that's always kind of been my thing with the Miami Nights stuff, has been like, keeping it simple, but focusing more on the emotion over all of it. So, I mean, I think especially with this album versus Turbulence, I think there's a lot more emotion in the chords in this album. And I mean, if you're talking about making synthwave, I think the biggest tip I could ever tell anyone is don't always go with your first idea, because there's always going to be a better structure in there if you think it out more. And I mean, it happens to me too a lot of times. I'm like, oh, I think this sounds great, blah, blah, blah. I listen to it, 15 minutes later, I'm like, no, these chords are shit. Like, could probably think of something better than that. And I mean, usually throughout the writing of the rest of the track, you can start to hear in your head exactly where this should be going emotion-wise and what you should have played. So never be afraid to go back and rewrite. Yeah.
That's good advice, actually, because I feel like people will basically just like lay down that first idea and they're like, okay, song's done, and they just move on to something else. But some things, they take some refining, but it does. You can hear the refinement when you listen to the music. It just feels right when you listen to it. The chord progression, it just feels right in your head. You're just kind of flowing along with it. And again, it's such a, when I say simple, it's not simple, but it's a very easy chord progression that flows so naturally. I think that's what I'm trying to say. It's such a natural flowing progression of sounds that it just feels like, like it belongs there. And, kudos to
Thank you.
that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's funny because the chords for that track actually didn't come into it until a few years down the road of writing the initial idea for it. I mean, when I first wrote it, it was mostly just about the vibe of the bass and the drums in it, and how it had this very simple but yet, driving, pretty oomphy clubbiness to it kind of thing, like we were talking about off air there. You're saying, you're usually looking for something like that for DJing or something like that.
This was
and
a jam.
That very much was the vibe when I was writing it. I'm like, oh, this is like the club banger.
Absolutely.
But afterwards, when I came back to it, because I was like kind of like didn't know where I wanted to go with the chords, but it was funny after giving it some breathing time and stuff like that, the chords just happened pretty naturally, and then the guitar work and stuff like that for the second half of the track. Yeah, and then the two overlapping melodies that happen at the end. But before that, I kind of was thinking about almost not even having chords in it, because I was kind of liking the dry vibe, and like it was felt very raw without anything else in there, which I kind of liked. Like a lot of my most favorite tracks are super raw, dry tracks. I mean, that was something I liked about a lot of like soundtrack work from the 80s and stuff like that. There wasn't like not everyone was writing like Faultmeyer, right? Like most of it was pretty simple stuff, but there was a lot of emotion in that and I think that's like one of my favorite thing about synthesizers in general, is, you know, having a slight LFO in there, kind of bending the pitch out just slightly enough, is in this weird way enough to give you this kind of nostalgic emotion. And I mean, playing just a few chords on there without anything even backing can get you in a mood, if you will. Yeah. So I think applying that to the genre as a whole is always a lot of fun.
Indeed. So we love it.
It's the way you wave the synth.
Yeah, and you wave it well, my friend.
Thank you.
But I tell you what, we're going to drop another track, but after this, let's talk about, you know, some new directions, some new, you know, see if you have anything coming along in the pipeline, see what you can talk about, what you can't talk about, all that fun stuff. But yeah, we're going to keep it flowing and going with some more tunes here. Now, Jules, you brought this next one to me, and this is absolutely a banger track, so why don't you go ahead and just set this one up, and we'll get this one a spinning, my friend.
All right, so yeah, we'll play a track from this Greek artist named Draven. He's done some amazing dark synth, and he's partnered up with German artist Connor, who does more like the early 90s dance or late 80s Euro type songs. And this one, it's called In the Taste of Blood, and it's by Draven featuring Connor, right here on Night Ride FM.
Once again, that was Draven featuring Connor with In the Taste of Blood.
Did that go hard or what?
Yeah, that's pretty hard. I like the little, like, the false in the middle, and they had the false ending.
The false ending.
As a DJ, I love that because I'm just like, oh shoot, the music stopped, and then I'm like, oh no, it's just the song. That's how it is, and it makes me feel like I have egg on my
What's
face.
wrong with my MP3?
It's like, help. Yeah, so that was a great song, and we are just wrapping up our conversation with the wonderful Michael from Miami Nights 1984. It has been a pleasure, my friend. And
Thank you.
We saved the big heavy-hitting questions for last. First question is, we need to talk about the merch because I have an avid friend named Jules Neon Fawkes, and he's all about the merch, man. He likes his merch.
I've got a gaping hole in my T-shirt collection here because I don't have a Miami Nights 1984 shirt.
Yes, and vinyl. We need vinyls, a lot of them.
Yeah. I mean...
Yeah, the vinyl's in the works, and well, we were talking off air about the merch thing. That's definitely something I've been sleeping on way too long, so I'll get on the go with that. Like I said, I don't want this to turn into something where it's like I have to mail it out myself at the post office, because I'm just not good at following through on that kind of stuff, and the last thing I want is people upset about them not getting their stuff on time. It's generally why I made the deal with EPR for handling all the vinyl stuff. It's here's a company that's great at it.
Right.
They get everything mailed out. They deal with the customers. People come and complain to me. I say, hey, go complain to them. This isn't my problem. But keep me updated, because I do care.
Right.
I gotta tell you too, that Turbulence vinyl release.
1 second here. There we go. Sorry.
No worries. That Turbulence vinyl release from EPR, like that, gorgeous record. I love, it's like the sleeve and everything. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, it's the good
stuff. Yeah, they do great
work. Your early summer when that dropped. This summer?
Yeah.
Vinyl. Oh yeah, beautiful as well.
It's a pretty cool one. And the glow in the dark gimmick we did and all that stuff.
Like a cutout type thing going on. Beautiful.
All right,
Thank you.
So we have some amazing artists coming down the pipeline, some things in the works. We have some vinyls. You can go to what's a good place to go? Obviously,
go to my Bandcamp.
All right,
let's go to my Bandcamp.
We're gonna go to the Bandcamp. We're gonna buy all of the albums, of course. We're gonna buy the vinyls when we can find them. And any other socials? What's your favorite hang? Social wise?
I mean, I'm still a boomer, and I'm still most active on my fan page on my Facebook. But I finally started up a fan page for my Insta that I'm trying to push. I'm on Twitter a bit too, but I really think there was a question from your Patreon you need to ask.
Yes, this is we always save the hardest questions for last. These are the really hard hitters. We need to know. This is actually going out from Rex Balls, who is apparently in our IRC right now. I think he's still in the IRC, I'm sure. I don't think he ever leaves the IRC, to be honest. And he would like to know what is, it's a two-parter. So we need to know your favorite alcoholic drink and your favorite pizza. And I guess, do you consume them at the same time?
No, I don't. I'm a Scotch guy. I like the Lagavulin. I like the smokier stuff. But the pizza one had me intrigued because, while he hasn't been releasing music, I'm trying to push Garrett, aka Laserhawk, towards doing a podcast with me.
Nice.
And what we would be doing there is
a pizza podcast?
Talking shop, but me and Garrett have a really awesome long distance relationship, and a lot of the talk we have is about pizza. Let me tell you. So I have some orders I do that are pretty crazy when it comes to pizza.
Really?
I usually send them his way, and he saves them all because he's a big fan of my work. So, I mean, while this isn't my favorite pizza. It's a pretty crazy one. Just let me look it up.
Yes, we need to get it exact and correct for the listeners.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Sure, 100% accurate, and we also want to be able to if you have a phone number too, we can call to order said pizza. We'll be all about that too as well.
The Miami Nights 1984 pizza.
If they only, do they deliver to the States? Will they deliver to New Jersey? In fact, our radio station, Night Ride FM, we have a thing. We have a thing about pizza too. If you ever go to our Discord. It is Discord. What is it? .gg/synthwave. And
I think you can just go to nightride.fm/discord.
You could do that too. And go to our Discord.
I'm making this really simple for everyone, just so you know.
Yes,
I'm
lay
not
it out
doing
for
some
us.
sort of specialty pizza place. I'm not being pretentious with my pizza for you guys. This is Domino's, okay?
Nice.
So
Classic.
everyone can get this, and it's the Miami.
It's
I'm
called
sorry
the
to cut you off. Was there anything else you wanted to say before I start listing this off?
No. I'm intrigued. I'm ready.
Okay, here we go.
It's
No
called the Miami?
pizza sauce.
Wait, I cut you off. I just said that I wasn't going to
okay.
cut you off, and I cut you off. So this is called the Miami, or it's...
Yeah, it's called the Miami.
This
From
is what
Domino's.
Garrett has it saved as. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so go ahead. No pizza sauce.
All right.
No pizza sauce. Double cheese.
Yes.
Philly steak. Chicken.
What?
Kind of crazy, right? Both animals on there.
That is...
Cheddar.
Cheddar?
Green pepper.
Green pepper?
Bacon. Mushrooms. Ananas. It's pineapple. Onions. Sausage.
What the hell?
Hot peppers. And then for your base, it's garlic Parmesan sauce. Now, this is the trick to it, though. You get the honey barbecue dipping sauce. And you dip it in that.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
It's a
I'm
crazy
seeing where you're
pizza.
going. It's
Oh
almost
my
not even
God.
like a pizza. It's almost like you would roll that up in a sandwich and you like dip it straight.
It's
into
insane.
the
It's a
sauce.
heavy slice, man. It's a heavy slice for sure.
Now, what is the thing is though? What binds it? I guess the binding agent is going to be the cheese, right? Because that
It's the double cheese.
Double
Has to be
cheese
the double cheese.
is
Otherwise,
the
that thing's going to fall apart.
and you said cheddar. Did you say cheddar?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That also
Yeah.
has
Oh,
a
wait.
binding
Okay, so
element
you had-
as well.
I was like going along, and I'm like, okay, this sounded pretty good, tasty, and then you said pineapple.
Yes.
Oh, you're one of those guys.
You're gonna lose.
You're Canadian.
You're gonna
You're
lose
Canadian.
a lot
What's
of
wrong
fans
with you?
right now, my friend.
No, yeah, it's.
I am from New Jersey, and us in New Jersey, we are all about the pineapple. So
Love it. Love it.
You gained a fan, another
Okay.
fan in pizza and in music, of course. But in pizza, I will order that pizza, and I will think of you
Oh, we've got
when I eat.
so we've
it.
got the
Jules, it's
recipe.
part of our heritage, man.
It's true.
Well, you know what? Technically, I'm not Canadian. I'm an immigrant.
It's true.
Oh.
Yes.
I came here when I was 5 years old, which is way back when the dinosaurs roamed the earth.
South Africa,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm from South Africa.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. All right. All right.
But yeah,
Well, you
but-
know, maybe now that you've been living in this country for so long, enjoying everything.
you know what? It's I can't.
Just pony up and like some pineapple, my friend. Come on.
Okay, you know what it is for me? I just don't like cooked fruits. There's
That's
something
interesting
about
because pineapple, when it's raw, I'm not a fan of it, but I really enjoy it when it's cooked.
Pineapple.
fruits-
It
Did
gets
you
this
know?
nice, like, caramel thing going on.
I'm not even the biggest fan of like an apple pie. Like I like fruits to
what?
be cold and crunchy and refreshing and not they're sweet, right? And I guess I like salt and I like
Salt and sweet. Come on, that's like the holy grail
Sweet
right
and a
there.
savory, yes.
Sweet, savory, salty pizza. That's where it's at in my head, at least.
Try the pizza without the pineapple then, man.
That's you
I'd
know.
love to hear your take.
Yeah.
I mean, I sent it to Garrett, and he gets it on the regular now.
Oh my God! Could we
Really?
call the show "Cooking with Laserhawk" and Miami Nights 1980? That's too
Well,
too
I
long
feel
of a
bad
name.
even talking about the show because the pizza thing was going to be a bit of a secret
Oh.
with it. I really wanted
Like
to
I
pitch
said-
the show as being just like we're just going to be talking about synthwave and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like the funny part is we probably never will.
That's the rub. Yeah, that's the little twist on it. I love it.
Pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the name Cooking with Laserhawk. I think that has a nice ring, but it couldn't be like Cooking with Laserhawk and Miami Nights 1984.
The Domino's
too much.
Miami pizza.
We were going to call it like Synth Bros or something like that.
Nice.
Or something to do with like Synthwave so that people really think it's going to be about Synthwave.
They're like, oh, we're going to get some
I really like
juicy
the false
Synthwave
advertising
talk
idea.
right now. They're going to
You go
really
there.
dive in, and you're just like, and
I
this
don't know,
pizza
man.
we got along here.
'Cause, if you look at food in a video and you've got like some synthy background music, that sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, I dig this idea already. So we're gonna talk about that, about pizza and all that good stuff. And I'm getting hungry. I want to call Domino's myself. In the meantime, Jules, let's go ahead and play a track. We got a track to play, or we have album releases.
We got to zip through our album release. I say we let Michael go so he can have
All
dinner.
right. So speaking of
Thank you.
pizza, we're gonna
Appreciate
let
it.
Michael.
Yeah.
He's gonna work on his pizza.
It's almost 8 o'clock there, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Right before 8. Yeah.
What is
Yeah,
time?
right.
That's what I did for you guys.
You are
So,
a trooper. We
Thank
thank you for
so
being
much
on
for
the show
coming
so
on the
much.
show.
It was incredible.
Real
Thanks for
honor.
having me, guys. Thank you for having me.
And
Congratulations on the release, and once again, happy birthday.
yes,
Thank
absolutely.
you. Thank you. Thank
And
you.
let me know when you get the pizza podcast. If you ever need a guest to talk about pizza, I know a few people, myself
Okay.
included, who are big pizza fans. So we can make that. We can make things happen. We could, I could be a mover and shaker and get you some guests. We'll just funnel them right from Night Ride because we all love our pizza around here. I tell you that.
Love
That's
it.
a
I love it.
thing
Yeah. I'll hold you to that.
We do it well. We talk about pizza.
We should have one where Jules has to eat pineapple.
No,
If we can make that a video podcast, I think this is even going to be even better. And we're going to make Jules Neon Fawkes eat pineapple pizza.
Watch, I'll probably like develop a taste for it. No, I can't.
But thank you so much. Man, it's such an honor. And go out, buy the album. It is called Sentimental. And you can get sentimental about your pizza and all your good
don't forget to add it to your Spotify playlist.
Yeah.
And your iTunes playlist and your whatever playlist.
And your playlist and your mama's playlist and your
Yep.
you
Daddy don't. Yeah, okay.
your daddy's playlist. All the playlists. All right.
Thank you so much, Michael.
Yes.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you. Take care. Have a great night.
All right. You too.
Adios.
All right, Mr. Neon Fawkes. I'm getting so hungry right now.
I know, dude.
God.
I haven't had dinner yet either. I dozed off before the show, and I was like, "Oh crap! Gotta get ready for the show." No food yet, but let's do some album releases.
Let's do some album releases, ladies and gentlemen. Right now.
All right.
Hit you.
So, if you are on the Spotify's or the iTunes or whatever, last Friday, Max the Sax Cruz and Pat DeMeo, they dropped their cover of John Farnham's "You're the Voice."
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's amazing. You won't find it on Bandcamp because of licensing wackiness.
What?
It's Bandcamp, so you know how artists use services like DistroKid
Yep.
or whatnot to deliver music to these streaming platforms. Well, DistroKid will handle royalties or licensing for cover songs.
Okay.
It's all kind of like baked in. But Bandcamp, you gotta sign or fill out something and
Give blood and
I don't know. Bandcamp is a lot different.
yeah.
So yeah.
All right, so check that out. It's all good. Atex is coming out with Megnan on the 13th. So
yeah, new album.
check that out. Very exciting. What's coming out on the 14th?
The 14th, Castro is dropping his album Echo.
Yeah, very good.
And also on the 14th, we were just talking about him, Pat DeMeo of The Motion Epic. Well, they are dropping their new album, Deep in the Heart of America.
Yeah, very good.
Funny enough, it features the talents of Max Cruz on there as well.
Indeed, and of course, we can't wait for this. November 4th is Von Kaiser with The End is the Beginning. Good stuff. All right.
Awesome. I can't wait.
We're going to drop a track here. Now, this is one that actually Z had brought to my attention. This EP is absolutely bonkers. I have no idea how you can even purchase this. I have no idea. Because I looked them up on Bandcamp, and they are not on Bandcamp from what I saw. So good luck finding this. It is incredible, though. The band name is called Viki, Viki, and I guess just keep on the lookout because this thing is hot, and we're gonna play.
You can find. I found Vicky on the Spotify. So
Did you?
You
Okay.
can't find it on the stream service.
Okay.
But they are so apparently. Vicky is a creation of Xerxes Blue and Pink Beats, so it's a collab, I guess.
Yeah.
It'll become Vicky, but
It's
Go ahead.
slamming hot. This is my favorite track off the EP. This is called White Nights, and once again, you are listening to it right here on Night Ride FM. Enjoy.
Your architecture speaks to me. Your atmospheric pressure heat. This is the first night. I can see, I can see, I can see, I can see. Mephistopheles steaming from underneath. And all my truths have gone away. All the lies you never said. Misted eyes I can't escape through the tunnels down the drain. You know me like the back of your hand, father of the millions. Don't give me, don't give me, don't give me. Like I could feel the pain. Like I could feel the pain. I'm listening down to fly through the cosmic one-way street. This is the last night I will stay. Can you see now? The blinding reach. I'm not turning into night, lost between the satellites. Always with your head in mine, father of the pomegranate. What is revelation? First line of white nights and suffocating lights. White nights you've got nowhere to hide. White nights and suffocating lights. White nights you've got nowhere to
And once again, that was Vicky with White Nights. Yes, I love that tune.
cool track.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to move along. We're going to keep this train moving along right about now and go into, what, birthdays or tours? Do we do
Let's
tours?
do some birthdays.
Let's do some birthdays, ladies and gentlemen. Happy birthday to all these people who we're going to mention right now on our birthday segment. We're going to kick things off October 10th, which was yesterday. Happy belated birthday to L'Avenue.
Le birthday.
Le birthday.
And coming up on October 13th, Cobra Dine is celebrating a birthday.
Indeed. And October 14th, which was when?
That's coming up.
Tomorrow? In some places it already is. It's a today, I guess. A happy birthday to Ivan Castile. Ivan Castile? Castell. Yes. From the Rise of the Synths documentary. Happy birthday to you.
We had him on once.
We did.
Great guy.
Great guy.
Let's see. On the 15th of October, we've got Chris Huggett, who's actually one of the few remaining artists here in Toronto, because everyone else seems to be bailing.
Gone.
And Tally Dannerstein, who's aka Night Vision, who's celebrating a birthday, as well as Melody Whore.
Very, very good. October 17th, wish a happy birthday to Ryan from Arcade High. We had them guys on the show too.
Awesome.
Good on you.
Happy birthday, everyone.
All right. More music coming to you. What do we got lined up, my friend?
Well, talented California
Pa-ting!
Talented California artist Let 'Em Riot is back with this cool track called Operator, and you are hearing it right here on Night Ride FM.
I'm always afraid to let it show that I would be a fool again. Laugh with friends, pretend that you don't know that I would be a fool again. Make a move, search for something to say. Leave it up to you again. Libertines line till you away. Leave it up to you again. I won't be a lasherade, never more than you could take. Happens now, lasts forever. Need you now, more than ever. In your arms, so far away. I feel better, I feel safe. Turn around, leave together. You be my operator. All the ways she knows to play along, I would leave it all again. Attention's all she wants, I swear to God, that I would leave it all again. I won't be a lasherade, never more than you could take. Happens now, lasts forever. Need you now, more than ever. In your arms, so far away. I feel better, I feel safe. Turn around, live together. You be my operator. I won't be a lasherade, never more than you could take. Happens now, lasts forever. Need you now, more than ever. In your arms, so far away. I feel better, I feel safe. Turn around, live together. You be my operator. I won't be a lasherade, never more than you could take. Happens now, lasts forever. Need you now, more
Once again, that was Let 'Em Riot with Operator. Very nice.
Glad he's back with a new song.
I was just listening to his last album. I think The Futurist, I believe, is.
Yep.
Yeah, that was another album. I have certain CDs that are in my car that I will just leave them in there and just play that CD back to front to back. So good stuff. Good to see him putting out more bangers because I love his stuff. And so let's go into some touring information because we got to wrap this puppy up. I got to go get some pizza right now. I want to make that.
I got a craving now.
It was called. He called that the Miami. So
yeah, the Miami.
We're gonna work on that and a podcast. That's incredible. All right, so let's do some touring events.
Okay, so on October 14th, which is this Friday coming up, I think, it's Back to the 80s featuring Daniel Adam. He's going to be playing in Cheltenham, England.
Yes, very good. October 15th through November 15th, we have the EU Tour. Magic Sword, Droy Bishop with support from LeBrock in the UK. Quixotic is going to be in Hungary for their European leg, so that's very awesome. Check that out.
Awesome. And let's see, on the 15th, October 15th, it's Synthwave Night in Boston, well, near Boston. And that's going to be featuring Watch Out for Snakes, Strap Locked, and DJ sets by Chef Tom and Michael Knight. And funny enough, that same night, there's another Synthwave Night event, and that's happening in Toulon, France. And that's going to feature Absolute Valentine, Andros, and V7A.
Very, very good. So they're covering you east and west of the world,
Yep.
So that's good. October 21st, we have 13th Floor Entertainment, Julian K, Priest, Neuron Spectre, and that is in Scottsdale, USA. So very
I think
cool.
that's Arizona, right?
I think so.
I believe it. I
Yeah.
think it's Arizona. And, all right, so what else? Coming up on November 5th, there's something called Neon Paradise going down, and that's going to be in Cologne, Germany, and that's going to feature Ultra Killer.
Very good. And for all the information, all the events, you can always check out nightride.fm/blog/synthwave events. And you can find all this information and keep up to the minute with all the activities and events going on all around the world, curated by our very own Mr. Neon Fawkes. Very good.
My homework.
Yeah, that is your homework assignment. And speaking of your homework assignment, you are just assigned and have done your work so due diligently with finding bangers, man. Bangers, bangers, bangers galore, including this next latest artist here that we're going to bring up here. So let's just give this a dive in, and we'll get ready to start to wrap up our show. What do we have lined up, Mr.
All
Neon
right, so
Fawkes?
Texas artist Neon Summers has released a fresh new EP, and it's called Decay. And here's the titular track from the EP, right here on Night Ride FM.
And once again, that was Neon Summers with DK. Yeah, man, I listened to that and I love it. I love that track. It is
Great.
a banger.
I love the guitar in it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very, very happening, man. So good job, man. You did your homework well. And we had an amazing guest. This was incredible to talk with Miami Nights 1984. Again, we want to thank him for coming and being on the show. Go buy his album. Go check out his label and just support the scene. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for your support. Speaking of support, we do have our Patreon. You can always go to patreon.com/nightridefm. You can always go to thestateofsynth.com. Buy us a beer if you like. If you like the show, if you like the guests, it supports the show.
I also want to remind everyone that, nightride.fm, we're not the only radio station in town. There is Retro Hit Radio down in New Zealand. You can find them at retrohitradio.co.nz. And you'll be hearing,
you're going to hear this hot mess of a program replayed.
Yeah, you're going to hear this show on Sunday nights.
Indeed. So have fun, and thanks for tuning in. We have one more track. We have off next week, I think. We might have a super secret show, maybe. Who knows?
We'll try and rig it up.
We'll see what happens. The super secret something. If you're cool enough, you might be able to get in. I don't know. We're just making shit up. We might have something. I'm going to be in Vegas, and it's going to be a bit of a crazy hot mess. But we have a banger. Even if we don't have a show next week, we're going to have a banger of a program. We have, for the first time, we have a all Halloween episode that we're going to be doing the following week. So we have an amazing guest. I am so stoked to talk with these people. And we'll let you know.
Hopefully, Ultra Boss's super secret that we're not supposed to know about.
Yes.
Track will be out by then, so we can play it on that show.
That they can neither confirm nor deny.
And that has anything to do with a certain JC. Yeah, never mind.
That's it. So there
Awesome.
you go. You never heard it. We didn't say it. And
Exactly.
you didn't hear the show. So thanks a lot for not listening. And
Thanks. I gotta say thanks to everybody in the chats too. Thank you for tuning in. And once again, Miami Nights 1984. That was an honor.
yeah.
We are gonna play you out with a song from Italian artist Neon Fawkes' new album that's entitled Extranet Metaverse. And this song is called J6's Run. From all of us at Night Ride FM, have a great night.
We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.